It's May 12th. I'm trying to stick to just my script and my aspirations to do my film, but with all the horse shit that's going on, I just have to put it in perspective. New Brunswick, there's no cases. They've started to open a lot of stuff up. Some stores open back up today. Everyone's got glass partitions. Max amount of people in stores, one at a time, two at a time, whatever. Now, a few days ago, the leader for the Green Party came out and she said that oil is dead. So that was good to hear that. And then the Bloc Quebecois guy comes out and says that the oil sands are condemned. That was the same day, so that was real positive to hear. And then every day you just watch the absolute breakneck spending of the federal government. Like, it's billions one day, it's hundreds of millions the next day. It's just money flying around all over the place. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of fight back towards that at this time. I mean, what can be done, but that spending is just crazy. Back to my script and my film. I never mentioned this, but it's my intention to be the lead actor in this. And the guys, a lot of them are based off colleagues or good buddies that are just terrific characters, and nobody would be able to play them better than themselves. So I hope I can line that up. But the ghost always said, and I've read about this, you got to attach a prominent name to it, and that's easier and less expensive than you would think. There's a lot of good actors around Toronto and stuff, and if you can get one for a day or two, it's going to cost, but it's not going to be an arm and a leg. Like, if I could get Adam Sandler to portray my buddy Bart, I would, but that's not going to be practical. So if I ever get the right partner or partners with this, and they battle with me on my playing the lead character, that's pretty much a no-go battle for me. Like, you would have to offer me $800 million to back out of doing that. I've put my heart and soul into this for a few years now, and that's that. Now, in St. John, where the screenplay kind of starts out, and then the boys move out west and then finally come back, like, it's a 98% male-dominant environment. I've only seen a couple of female inspectors there over my last 12 years. So that's not a lot. So there aren't really too many prominent female roles the way I wrote this. Now there's a respected female welder from St. John, and I wrote her in as like the number one welder out west, and a couple other female characters, but I never thought about that writing it. I was just writing what I knew and experienced. I mean, when I was out in Fort Mac in the fall of 2019, and there were as many females as there were males working out there, especially in inspections. I couldn't believe it. And a lot of them are in supervisory roles, and well-deserved, and do things better than the males a lot of the time. So if I were to make a series out of this, or get a sequel going, there would definitely be more females involved in it for sure. Now, one of the challenges, the hugest hurdle, I guess, that I have in making this film is to actually shoot inside a refinery. Refineries, just to take a picture in a refinery, typically requires written authorization and stuff, and you don't walk around taking shots or pics of anything at all like that. It's at your task at hand. If you're looking at a weld or something like that, or a crack, that's it. You stick to that. So how was I going to be able to shoot inside a refinery? Now, I'll get to that later on as well. But while I was out there in Regina last year, exactly a year ago, and I identified 2 key guys out there that I thought might be able to help me out, because I just didn't want to start blabbing it around that I had a script ready to shoot a film, and who do I talk to? Where's the director of this or that? And one guy, they're both inspectors, and one guy actually has movie experience. They're like, yes, absolutely. Like, if you can get somebody to agree to shoot in a refinery, that would be awesome. But it's probably unlikely, and you should consider animation. And I'm like, animation? I don't want to fucking animate this thing. Like, I envisioned it being a real film for years. And then they mentioned 3D animations and green screens, and I'm like, no clue what they're talking about. Anyway, a lot of things have progressed quite a bit over the years, and I started thinking about it for like a day, and the other guy out there, I was talking to him about it the next day, and I said, geez, that's kind of, I didn't want to go that route. And he's like, man, have you ever seen Sin City? I'm like, yeah. He says, like, that's all 3D animation with green screen. Those actors weren't even in the same room with each other at the same time while they shot that. And like, you can absolutely pull that off. So I walked away with that, and I thought that was a good film, Sin City, but I never saw the technical aspect of it as I viewed it. And I was like, okay, well, geez, that's a consideration there. And that would help me with a lot of the other hurdles about shooting in a refinery, and the kind of money that would take to absolutely to do that. So